Sheila Jagannathan, Senior Advisor, Digital Transformation of Learning and AI Shaper at the African Development Bank and the World Bank. She is the former Global Head, Capacity Development and Open Learning at the World Bank and Deputy Executive Director at Saylor Academy in the United States.
Now, Africa, or should I say young Africa, has immense potential for sustainable economic growth. And technology, with which the young are very au fait, is a tool considered a powerful enabler and a disruptor. So now we're asking the question, can technology unlock a sustainable future for Africa and its young people? Joining me for more on technology as a springboard to build a sustainable future in Africa is Sheila Jagannathan, Senior Advisor on Digital Transformation at the African Development Bank and the World Bank, and former Global Head, Capacity Development and Open Learning's World Bank. Ma'am, thank you very much indeed for your time. Perhaps let me begin, Sheila, by asking you for your thoughts on the role that you see technology playing to enable Africa's young population to build a sustainable future.
Good day, listeners and distinguished colleagues. As Kofi Annan wisely observed, knowledge is power, information is liberating, and education is the premise of progress in every society and in every family. And this is especially true in today's interconnected world, where this premise shows how a digital platform across Africa is transforming the way we learn, the way we credentialize, and so on. With only 43% of sub-Saharan Africa and overall Africa having access to the internet, yet there are 300 million smartphones in use. And there are a plethora of digital platforms that bring hope and possibility. So together with the technological advances, the pedagogical innovations, as well as the course skilling platforms like edX and Coursera and more relevant platforms, we can harness the transformation of power of education to forge a brighter, more inclusive future for African youth.
Yeah, but how can we increase the opportunities and broaden the reach of our education using technology?
Yes, that's an excellent question. Digital platforms are revolutionizing education across Africa, catalyzing a profound transformation in accessibility and economic sustainability. These innovative platforms unlock a world of opportunity, transcending geographic barriers and traditional constraints, thus enabling a wide-reaching educational revolution. This accessibility is particularly transformative in regions where access to educational resources are scarce or may be concentrated in urban areas. So if you take an example of Grace from Kenya, through an online platform, she's acquired coding skills and now plays a crucial role at a tech startup in Nairobi. Her journey from learner to professional exemplifies the direct impact of digital learning on individual careers and therefore the broader economy. Stories like Grace are becoming more common as African youth leverage digital education to enhance their employability and also their entrepreneurial skills, thus shaping the future of the continent. So statistically, the need for such type of education in Africa is very clear. Despite only about 28% of Africa's population, overall Africa's population, having broadband internet access and broadband coverage, it's rapidly expanding and expected to reach a much larger percentage in the next 5 years. UNESCO reports that, for example, in sub-Saharan Africa alone, there's a need to recruit 15 million additional teachers by 2030 to meet the educational demands. And it is similar in the rest of Africa. Yeah. So what digital platforms uniquely address are the challenges of the current educational system, by providing flexible learning schedule that allows recipients to balance jobs and studies, and also bring just-in-time skill acquisition
Yeah.
for people who need it just when they are doing a job or trying to get a job or get promoted.
Yeah.
I also wanted to mention here that the African Development Bank's Virtual Capacity Development Academy, VCDA, further extends these benefits. And it's designed to provide just in time learning, tailored learning for policymakers across the continent on critical areas of development like the high five priorities, which is light up Africa, feed Africa,
Yeah.
industrialize Africa, integrate Africa, and overall provide quality of life.
Yeah, yeah. Let's widen the conversation, Sheila, a little bit. Let's talk about some of the trends that you are seeing shaping this whole conversation around the future of education and skills development.
Sure. This is a momentous time for education globally. There's been more change in education in the last 10 years than we've seen in 1,000 years. And I'll talk about these global trends because they not only apply to globally, but they apply particularly to Africa, right? So one of the fundamental things that's happening is that the way we think about and approach education and skilling is changing. And this reflects the changing dynamics of work and life and post COVID and remote work and all of these. In the traditional economy, we looked at education in three stages of life model. You study for the first 20 years of your life, then you work for the next 30, 35 years of your life, and then you retire at 60. But today, this is being replaced because people are living longer and working longer. And studying at 20 does not serve you in a career of 40 or 50 years. So today, we need to learn continuously. And to sort of, given the scale of the challenge, traditional in person approaches to teaching and learning will not work. We have to leverage technology to bring about sort of a fundamental disruption. And I repeat, a fundamental disruption we are observing around the world and in Africa in the way we teach, learn, credentialize, assess, and support. Very quickly, what are some of these shifts?
Yeah.
So we're moving away, as I said, from learning in one phase of life, the early stage of life, to continuous and life-led, because shelf life of skills is only 4.5 years, according to the World Economic Forum. And so we need to be in and out of learning. And many universities are also looking at bringing people in several times during their career for specialization, for upgrading the skills, and so on. The other shift is that we're moving away from considering learning and capacity building as just formal and structured to more holistic learning. So, what this means is that the approach integrates formal courses with informal learning experiences like webinars, bite sized learning, peer to peer learning, social learning. And so, this is another big shift in the way we approach.
So,
Third, teachers are no longer viewed as the sage on the stage who has all the answers, and mainly the mode of instruction is through one way lectures. And students' role is also changing. They're moving away from being passive and just individualized. So let's look at the role of the teachers.
very
Teachers are
quickly.
now becoming more facilitators, experts, and guides on the sides. They facilitate the learning, they provide the expertise, and they guide the student. But
Yeah.
the sage on the stage model is giving way to the guide on the side. Similarly, learners are also increasingly active in taking active part in the learning process
Yeah.
in a very collaborative way,
Yeah.
using digital technologies to connect, share knowledge, exchange ideas, and
Yeah.
collaborate.
Sure. I don't know whether I want to be in the future or I'd rather pretty much prefer where I came from. But let's park that question for another day, perhaps. It would be remiss of me, Sheila, to not talk about, of course, AI, artificial intelligence, and in particular, generative AI, and how we can use it to support and enhance learning and development? Very quickly, if you can, give us your thoughts.
Sure. I just to sort of prepare to answer that question, I want to also talk about three shifts very quickly. We're moving from silos, and today's market, today's job demands cross-sectoral and hybrid skills. More and more jobs require a diverse mix of skills from various sectors. This other big change is credentializing. So we're moving away slowly from these long degree programs to more flexible micro credentials and certifications and badging and so on. So this brings us to the question of generative AI and AI in general. How is it impacting the learning landscape in Africa? So in many ways, the AI is going to be the new UI, the user interface of education, impacting very many areas of the educational process, be it personalized learning path, automated assessments, having online tutors, planning curriculums that are based on an individual's performance and interests, help with learning analytics, and content recommendations. So it's going to be as AI is, this is not something in the future. This is happening today. Maybe all institutions are not using everything. Maybe some institutions are just going, AI can analyze a learner's performance and experience as they're taking part in a module of learning and make the examples and the testing path and learning pathways much more customized. And these are happening today. Many programs today are offering AI-driven tutor bots, which is automated and machine-based, but it has all of the expertise that a human. And so that would be the first line of defense before they go to a human expert. So there are very many ways that AI can streamline and make more impactful and cost-effective learning in Africa. Let's reflect on the transformative power of EdTech, education technology in Africa. With challenges like significant teacher shortage and the need for relevant and high quality curricula, EdTech provides critical solutions of extending the learning opportunities. In closing, let's remember Nelson Mandela's quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Our call of action is clear. Leverage technology to build a sustainable future for Africa, promoting digital literacy, responsible use of technology, and always considering the ethical implications. Together, we can empower every African learner to reach their fullest potential.
Absolutely. Sheila, we could go on and on, but unfortunately our time has run out and we have to leave this one here. Thanks very much indeed to Sheila Jagannathan, Senior Advisor on Digital Transformation at the African Development Bank and the World Bank. And she's a former Global Head Capacity Development and Open Learning World Bank Deputy Executive Director. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time.